Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I think we'll have a good time today. My name is Beth Gay Freeman, and my email is bethscribble@aol.com. bethscribble@aol.com. If I'm talking too quickly, or if you don't get all the information you need, you may email me and ask me to send you hard copies of the things that I'm saying today. Very, very simple, no charge, and I'll be glad to do it. So, today we're going to learn several things. What is once removed? You hear that all the time, especially at family reunions. The first cousins have a common grandparent, while second cousins share a common great-grandparent. Third cousins share a common great-great-great-grandparent, and so on. In all of these cases, they are the same number of generations away from the common ancestor. With first cousins who are once removed, they are one generation apart or removed in their connection to that ancestor. In other words, one descends from the grandparent, the other from the great-grandparent. Your first cousin's daughter is your first cousin once removed. And your first cousin once removed daughter would be your first cousin twice removed, etc. When we say that Lee Marvin is a first cousin 4 times removed of Robert E. Lee, this means that Robert E. Lee's grandfather was Lee Marvin's 4th great-grandfather. Lee Marvin's 2nd great-grandmother, Anne Matilda Lee, and Robert E. Lee were first cousins. Wow. Today we're going to talk about place names in genealogy. My dear friend and longtime friend Brian Mulcahy writes for publications all over the country, including mine, and I am rejuvenating some of his old columns that appear in the archives of my Beth's Newfangled Family Tree publication. By the way, I do a publication called Beth's Newfangled Family Tree. It's free. It's free, it's free, it's free. All you have to do is go to https://electricscotland.com/BNFT for Beth's Newfangled Family Tree, and you'll be there, and you'll also have access to all of the archives. And I've been doing this one in this manner for about 15 years, I think. So there's lots of archives for you to play in. But thanks to Brian, here is information about place names in genealogy. Pinpointing the location of an ancestor's place of birth, marriage, death, or place of residence is often a challenge for researchers. Successful research depends on the ability to determine what jurisdiction, that means town, county, province, state, or country, your ancestor resided in during the specific time period of interest. Place names have genealogies just like people. Originally, place name variations in the North American colonies fell into 3 categories. Variations of famous British peers such as Georgia, Williamsburg, Jamestown. Place name variations such as Plymouth, New Hampshire, New Amsterdam, New York. Native American names such as Delaware, Narragansett, and Ticonderoga. Following the Revolution, towns were often named after an early settler. Hometowns of first settlers are heroes from the Revolutionary War. County names present another challenge. Some counties had one parent county, while others had as many as 3 or more. Some counties were later subdivided or produced children counties. Generally, records created up to the time of the split would be kept in the old or parent county records. Created after the split would remain in the Records created after the split would remain in the custody of the newly formed county. Your ancestors may have lived in the same house or farm for generations, yet by virtue of multiple subdivisions or boundaries over time, they will appear in records for each county that had jurisdiction over their land at various points in time. Because many states in America have towns and counties of the same name, you must determine which state the ancestor lived in to narrow down your research. This factor often applies in foreign countries as well. Counties and provinces are political subdivisions of states and countries. If your note or compiled research mentions landmarks or specific geographic features such as creeks, hills, rivers, roads, etc., make sure you include them with your notes. Their current boundaries will seldom match those from various historical periods. Boundary changes are a common occurrence in genealogical research. Another challenge involves place names that are both difficult to pronounce and to spell. Researchers often discover that place names in this category are often misspelled in records and other important early sources. Two such examples that surfaced when I worked in Bainbridge, Georgia, many years ago involved Nacogdoches, Texas, and Natchitoches, Louisiana. The patron brought in their family Bible, and the entry only said Natchitoches in the place of death. So you have to research both places. In European research, hints about an area may be gleaned from the definition of prefixes and suffixes of a place name. Most North American place names can be traced to colonial Europeans or Native American origin. In North American place names, the influence would depend on the nationality of settlers. Most early names would be of Spanish, Dutch, English, Scottish, or French origin. There are many kinds of place name finding aids. Those perhaps most useful are cartographic databases, gazetteers, postal guides, and place name studies. If you would like a copy of this, or if you would like a copy of anything, don't forget, you can email me, bethscribble@aol.com, and I'll be glad to send you a hard copy so you can have one for yourself. Now, just a little bitty thing, but it's nice to know these things when you're cemetery searching. I don't know about you, but back when I used to be researching a whole lot, my car would automatically turn in when we passed any cemetery, didn't matter when or where, it would automatically make the turn. You'll find that happens to you too. The oldest graves are found in the south part of a churchyard, as it was the custom to avoid the shadow of the church falling across the graves. It was thought that in the shadows lurked the devil, and as every good man and woman knew, the devil always rode in from the north. In Victorian times, the extreme north sides of the churchyard was reserved for suicides. Hope you've enjoyed today. I've had a good time too. Take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks.